Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy White. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please, if this is the first time you're checking on my channel, kindly hit on that subscribe button and turn on notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. So guys, in today's video we are going to be doing what cutting and sewing this flare dress you are seeing on your screen with an asymmetric neckline design. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So I have my fabric here with me. This is a flowered crepe. It's actually not stretchy. It's a flowered crepe. So I have 3 yards of it here with me. We're going to be using this fabric in making this outfit. Here are the measurements we are going to be working with. The length of our fabric is 50 inches and the waist is 29.5 inches. So we're going to be getting our radius. So 29.5 divided by 3.14, we got 9.3. That is going to be our radius. So we're going to deduct the half length from our full length, which is 50 inches, before we fold our fabric. So I'm going to be folding this fabric in a bias form or in a triangular form, whichever way you know it as. Okay guys, so after folding this fabric, I'm trying to align it. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to be using our radius to cut out on the waistline. So remember what our radius is 9.35. So I'm going to place my tape from the tip and go down. So because I'm going to be sewing with 0.5, I will go down with 10.5 on this fabric. So the reason I'm going down with 10.5 is because I am also going to use 1 inch for seam allowance at the side. So that is why I'm using 10.5 on it. So after getting the radius, I added extra so that I'll be able to use 1 inch for seam allowance in joining at the side. So this is what we have for our radius. We have gotten it. So now at this point, the next thing we are going to do is to take the length of the dress I am working with. So I'll place my tape this way and I'm going to mark out the length of this dress I'm working with. So guys, I am done marking it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and cut out what I have marked out. So if you look critically, you see the marking of the chalk. So it's actually difficult to identify it because of the fabric I am working with. So this is the waistline. I have gone ahead to cut it out and this is what we have. So I'm going to open it up so that you see the dress we are working with, the flare that we have cut out. So now that we are done with the front, we're going to go over to the back. So I've folded my fabric also and I've placed the front on top of the back fabric. So what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to mark out the zipper allowance for the back. So I'm done marking it out and I'm going to go ahead now and cut out what we have. Can you see? So this is how you are going to place the front at the back. The waistline is still the same, so there's no need taking any other measurements on the waistline. So you just place the front at the back, mark out the zipper allowance and cut it out. So this is what we have for it. Can you see? This is the back and this is the front of our dress. So now at this point, the next thing I'm going to do is to notch out the zipper area. So I'm just going to place a tiny notch there. Okay guys, so this is what we have for the front. I folded my fabric again into two. We're going to be drafting out the front of our dress. So I've gone ahead to place my fabric on fold and I'm marking out the half length. So the half length I'm working with is 16 inches and I'll add extra 1 inch to it for joining allowance. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to take the shoulder measurement. So after taking the shoulder measurement, what I will do next is to take the chest line. So in getting your chest line, you divide the bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 plus 1. That is what I have done and I'm placing the mark there. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and rule it out. So I have done that already and I'm going to also go ahead and place the shoulder measurements on the chest line. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to rule it out. So I'm trying to take the neckline here. So the neck width I'm working with is 3 inches and for the neck depth I'm marking 3 inches. That is for the front. So I'll just use my free hand and curve it out. So now that I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is to take the shoulder slope. So the shoulder slope is 1.5. I'm going to place a mark in there and then I'm going to go ahead and connect it using my ruler. So now that we are done with that, the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and come up from the chest line with 3 inches. I'm trying to get the armhole. So now at this point, I'm going to take the bust measurement. So the bust divided by 4 and whatever figure I have, the bust I'm working with is 35 actually. So I'm going to add an extra 1.5 inch for seam allowance. So now at this point, we're going to go over to the waist. So on the waistline, I am not going to be adding a dart to this dress I am working with. I'm not adding a dart to it. So it's actually optional. You can decide to add a dart to it or not. I'm going to put down the waist measurement and I'll add an extra 1.5 for seam allowance. So now that I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and connect from the bust point to the waistline. Whatever figure I have there, I'm going to connect it. So I've connected it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the front part of the dress that we are working with. So this is what we have. I'm cutting it out. This is the armhole. I'm cutting the armhole. I'm done cutting it, and this is what we have for the front. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric again into 2 because we're going to be cutting the back. Okay guys, so at this point I am going to properly place my fabric. I'm trying to just place it properly so that it doesn't move. So now I'm going to mark out the zipper allowance here. So I'm marking out 1.5 for the zipper allowance. We're also going to be doing the back tightening on this 1.5 I am marking. So now we are going to go in to avoid what zipper bulge. I'm going to go in with 0.5, and whatever I go in with, I'll be replacing it at the other side. So that is what I have just done. Whatever I went in with, I am going to replace it at the other side, and then I will take it up to the chest line. So that is what I have done. So now at this point, I will go ahead and cut out whatever we have marked out. So for the back neckline, is still the same thing, 3 inches, and for the neck depth, I came down with 1 inch. So at this point, I'm cutting off the 0.5 I marked out for the back tightening. So this is what I've cut out, and now I'm cutting out the back neckline. Like I said, I came down with 1 inch, 1.5. So this is what the front part of our dress is looking like. Can you see? So to get the asymmetric neckline, I am going to cut it out this way. Can you see what I've just done? This is just the front part of it. So I'm cutting out this way. You mark it out and then you cut it out this way. So I have cut it out, and this is what it is looking like. So it depends on how low you want it to be, but this is just what I want, how I want it to look like. So here is the back of the dress. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pin it down. So I'll be pinning it down. I'm done pinning it, and this is what we have. So guys, I'm going to open it up this way because I'm going to be placing the front at the back so that I'll be able to cut out the neckline. So because we're having the same neckline for the front and for the back of our dress. At this point, I'm going to cut off the back neckline using the front. So what I did is just place the front at the back, and then I will cut it off this way. They are both having the same neckline. So that is why I'm using the front to cut out the back neckline. So this is what we have. After cutting it, this is the back and this is the front. So now at this point, you can decide to have a facing on it, or you can go with piping. So I think I'm going to go with piping on the neckline. Okay guys, so after doing that, the next thing I went ahead to do is to cut out the sleeve. So I've cut out the sleeve. This is just a basic long sleeve. So I've cut out the sleeve, and this is what we have. After cutting out the sleeve, this is the flare of our dress we are working with for the front, and for the back, this is what we have for it. So now at this point, the next thing we are going to do is to start joining these pieces together. So this dress is going to be having a pocket. I've also gone ahead to cut out the pocket. So now I'll start joining the pieces. This is what we have after joining the side of our dress, and I've gone ahead to attach the pocket to it. So this is what the flare is looking like. Can you see how big it is? So now at this point, what I will do next is to pin the front and the back together. I'm just going to go ahead and pin it together because we're going to be joining the side. I'll join the shoulder and the side, and then I'll go ahead and join it to the flare of our dress we are working with. So after joining it, I'll go ahead and also attach the sleeve to it. This is just a quick one, and then I will show you what this dress is looking like when I'm done fixing it. So this is what we have after joining it. I've also gone ahead to do what?
pipe the neckline, as you can see. So this is what our dress is looking like. So I'm almost done with this dress. So I've also gone ahead to fix the pocket like I said earlier. This is what we have. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to spread out the flare of our dress. Remember, one side is a high and low flare dress. So I'm going to spread out the flare this way, and I'm going to determine what I'll be taking off from one side of this dress. So guys, at this point I'm going to place my tape and mark out 9 inches. 9 inches is what I marked out, but I later discovered that it was too high, so I could have used, let's say, 7 inches for it. So but this is what we have all the same. So after marking it out, I'm going to connect it just the way you see me doing it, and then I will go ahead and cut it off this way. So I'm so sorry, the chalking I'm making on this fabric is not visible enough because of the fabric I am working with. So this is what we have for it. We are almost done with our dress, and this is what our dress is looking like. So what I will do next at this point is to go ahead and fold the hem of this dress, and after folding it, I'll be attaching the zipper to it, and I'll show you what this dress is looking like. So guys, this is the final result of what we have been working with. Can you see how lovely this dress is looking like on my client? Very simple, very unique. I love every aspect of this dress. Can you see it? So this is what the back is looking like. Like I said, the front and the back is having the same neckline. So this is what we have for our dress. Can you see it? The smile says it all. So please, if you have watched to this extent and you find value in this tutorial, kindly hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that I get notified whenever I post a new video. Like and share my video, make your comment till our next tutorial again.